Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of The Legend of Grimrock. We have got one key, we're in the Grimrock Temple 2 to recap a little bit. It's been a fascinating experience. We've had many weird things that we found so far, and we are currently on a quest for a key. Sorry, I just burped there a little bit. We are on a quest for a key here in the caverns, which is one of two doors. We should finish the floor in pretty good time here, so I don't know. I don't know whether I'll do anything blind of the next floor, but this might be a good candidate episode for me to finally show you guys the map. So there, you'll see when we first enter the caverns, this guy's ran out and attacked me, which is actually kind of handy, so we're going to close that. There's a lot of enemies in the caverns. This actually might be a really short episode because I have a feeling I'm going to cut out a lot of combat here. The caverns are essentially... Yeah, she's starting to hit alright. 80 damage, that's not bad. The caverns are essentially a huge zone. I am really shocked that that ogre came all the way down here. Filled with ogres. There's going to be 4 ogres for us to fight here, and also lots of these little scavengers. These things obviously aren't difficult to kill anymore, but they do a very good job of tripping you up while you're fighting an ogre. Obviously the main thing with ogres is you need to be able to move around a lot so that they can't kill you, basically, so that you're not stuck in one position with them just wailing on you. And these little creatures will really inhibit your progress as far as that's concerned. So be careful of those. It is basically just a large chamber. It's quite reminiscent to me of that room back on, I think it was in Trapped, the one where we had the scroll that said Westmost. Was that called Westmost? It was. Oh, man. I can't wait to see what you guys say about that other secret we did on the last floor, where we clearly had to like throw something west, not east, even though the hint said east. What the hell is that? So yeah, anyway. This reminds me a lot of that room with all these pads and stuff, and I guess in a few ways it's kind of mechanically similar, but there's a lot of dangerous enemies here. I would just recommend don't walk too far in like I just did. Make sure that you've cleared out everything at least before you progress too far up the room, because if you've accidentally walked past an ogre and then I go up and engage those other 2 ogres, yeah, we're going to have a bad time. So... And also make sure you keep all of your bolts and stuff, which I'm slowly losing, but there we go, there's another one. I'm pretty sure last time I lost a bolt down these pits, but I didn't want to go back down them, because there's lots of enemies in the pits too, so you've got to be careful of that. So anyway, let's just shoot these guys until one of them decides to come at us. There you go, see, three ogres, I love it. I kind of want to see what it's like to have all 4 ogres on the screen. I love the idea that at least one poor soul playing this game had an experience where they just turned a corner and saw 4 ogres just staring down them. I think that's just be so cool. I also was kind of concerned when I first played this that they were like continuously respawning. I should be more conservative with my ammo. That they were just like continuously respawning, because I killed like 2 of them, really damaged the 3rd, and then I came back in the room and saw that there were 2 just wandering around again, and that I just could not make sense of it. I thought, oh my god, did they just keep appearing? But no, they don't. Also, something as well I noticed, this is kind of off topic, but this dagger that's giving Natalie her health back when she attacks, I've noticed actually has been really handy. I kind of put it down when I first picked it up. It's being really handy. It pretty much means she gets attacked once, and then she just will not... It takes so long for her to get attacked a second time, and because she's hitting so fast, she will have regened all of her health pretty much before the next attack, unless I get seriously unlucky, which I love. I think that's so good. So anyway, we've got another ogre here. Like I said, I was planning on cutting all this out. Wow, I just hit myself. Fantastic. Which I think I'll do, actually. Oh, look at that. Only 29 damage to Chaos. Amazing. How do you feel now, son of a bitch? I should use some speed potions. I'll use some in a second. So one of the ogres, actually, as he dies, will drop a bag. Inside said bag, there's no key items or anything, but there are 2 tar beads, which you might like. You may have noticed I'm running low on tar beads. Again, I've only got 4 now, including what I just got out of the bag. The other stuff is generic alchemist stuff, which you probably won't need or care about, but I'm pointing it out anyway. Only one of them drops a bag too. Torches going out. Swap. There we go. And I think he's the last one. There might be some little guys that screw me over here, but... Also, can you see how sometimes I backstab by attacking them on the side? Oh no, what? Wow, okay, it's got hit. Oh no, and then I fell down the pit. Oh no. Oh, and now Arachnia's dead. Oh, this isn't good. Oh, I haven't saved it since I started recording. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Okay, so welcome to the next floor, guys. Shit! How have I messed that up? Welcome to the next floor. I've had a lot of deaths on this temple. We need to find the exit ASAP. But you can't. This is the clever thing about this game. You can't open the map to like pause it and find your way out. So if you're stuck somewhere where you don't know where you are pretty much screwed. Right, hold on. Oh, bombs. Yes, bombs. I could freeze him. Oh no, this isn't good. I might be able to survive actually, as long as Natalie can keep dodging and tanking. Has she got any potions prepared? No, she hasn't. And she's not regenerate. And she'll regenerate health because of the life sucking. Okay, guys, I'm going to speed this up. If I have to fight every single slime in here, neither of those guys are going to get any experience from this. Oh, but it's too much to go back. Oh, dear, and I've been diseased. Fantastic. Oh, but I can heal anyway because of the dagger. Look how good this dagger is. Oh, my God. I'm hungry and diseased, and yet I'm hanging in there. Don't worry, come on. Oh, but now I'm out of stuff, so we're going to equip that sword. Okay, for this speed up, I'm not going to use Guile's theme because I've been using it way too much. I'm probably going to turn out that because I'm using that theme, all of my videos are going to start getting flagged, which would suck. But yeah, this was not fun, guys, at all. When I say this was disaster, this really was a disaster. Just look at how many oozes there were to fight. It's unbelievable. But slowly we do claw our way through. I think it's really cool to look at Natalie's health during the speed up because it really will demonstrate the power of that dagger. Very, very cool. Okay, I've got to make a run for it. I have wasted pretty much all my bombs and all, like, attuned stuff. No! And there's another dead end. Oh, this isn't good. Okay, he's not following me, though, so we can escape from him. Oh, my God. I seem to have just cleared out that... The whole room seems to have followed me all the way over there. How can the AI be so bad in sometimes and then so good in other occasions? It looks like when I first landed, I was pretty near the staircase back up anyway. But somehow I got myself killed. Here you'll find a skull. Oh, this is all out of order. But look, here you'll find a skull. That's actually the last skull in the game. That's the 5th and final skull. So if you pick that one up, you'll get an achievement. Oh, now he's a dead end. Where is the staircase up? Let's have a look on the map here, because we've actually got a little bit of time. I really think I have just killed every single slime down here, save for one. Yeah, which is that guy there, who now that I've actually got my ammo back, I can deal with pretty simply. Because we actually have room to dodge around. So, wow. Okay, guys. Yeah, that's kind of how this room works. You don't want to fall down. You don't want to get hit. I was in the middle. I was literally a couple of shots away from killing the final ogre in the whole floor. And then it just all went to pot. Which is crazy. But, you know, that's what's kind of good about this game. ArenaNet once said kind of they developed their combat system for Guild Wars 2 because the games are most fun when things start going wrong. Like, those are the exciting bits of combat. And I don't know whether the way they built their combat system really reflected that. But, you know, they are right. Oh. Seismic events, again. If that had happened during the flipping fight with the slimes, I would not have been happy. Anyway, right, we desperately need to get back to a save crystal. And, you know what, I'm not going to cut this out because I might die on the way. And, you know, these are the worrying bits. Here's the staircase out. Jesus. We will go and explore down there again in a second. Don't worry, guys. This is actually going to take you... There's no secrets or anything. If you fall down, basically, it's just a serious punishment. The slimes also don't give that much experience. I'm not too sad about 2 of my characters missing out on experience versus them. But, you know, it is something to consider. There's the guy. And where am I here? Sorry about looking on the map so much, guys. I just need to get my bearings here. There we go. Right. Now, I could try and kill him. Because I know he's low. Okay, no, don't. I'm really poking the beehive here, aren't I? Yes, yeah, good. He's dead. Right, woo! The room is clear, thank God. Right, I'm going to go back to the save crystal, back through this whole large room, back past the 2 doors, back past the 2 keyholes, back all the way to that secret area where we found all that gear, and I'm going to save. And as you can see, you know, this is why it's good to clear out the tentacle monster that was down here. And, you know, just generally make sure the whole place is safe. Don't forget about this pressure pad here, too. If that's not already weighed down, you're going to get lightning thrown at you. And there's the save crystal. Woo! Welcome back to life, guys. Oh, my God. Wow, this was going to be a short episode, but with all that, that's probably evened it out a little bit. Right, okay. Let's go back into the caverns, and with everything cleared out, all of that stuff I was going to cut, with all of it cleared out, we can now have a look at getting ourselves some secrets and some other things. So the first secret, in the east side of the room, which is the side of the room that you originally enter from, you'll find 3 pits which are marked on your map. 1, 2, 3. Okay, 3 pits. Go into number 1. That would be the Northwestern Pit in the eastern half of the room. Or this, as I've shown you visually there. Picture says 1,000 words. So, If you go down this pit and none of the others, if you actually go down this one, you'll find yourself behind this gate that before we could only peer through. And this actually takes you into kind of a long-winded kind of side passageway here that will open you up into a pretty cool secret. As you can see, there's lots of like confusing looking rooms, but really it's just one long alleyway that eventually takes you to here. Now, why is it designed in such a weird way? This secret is a hammer. As you can see here, the Icefall Hammer. Cold vapor rises from the huge frost-covered hammer. Moisture in the air turns to snow when the hammer passes through it. If you don't move, you'll be fine. This is 35 attack power. Our axe is currently 24 attack power, and this thing's slower and less accurate, so screw it, I say. You don't really need it. But if obviously you've gone into maces, then enjoy that. Right, but once you've picked that up and triggered the secret, moving will spawn an ambush on you. So get ready, cast a poison shield if you have got an earth mage, because it will come in very handy here, okay? Now attack the crab as quickly as you can. If you can kill this crab before anything else comes to attack you, then you're going to be in a much better situation. So as you can see here, you've got one of these big plant bobblehead guys. These are the ones that lay down the poison fields that we can cast and will poison you if you're not careful. You've also got one of these guys too, and another one. These are the ranged ones, followed by another crab in the back. Now, if you take ages fighting here, there are more enemies than this. If you take ages fighting here, then the other enemies in the area will also come and attack you. And particularly if you're poisoned and those guys have kind of hurt you a lot, then you're going to have some trouble. Now, the reason I've come for this secret isn't just to show you guys the secret, because I want to show all the secrets in the game, but even though I don't get to benefit from it. But also, you know, killing these enemies, as I say, it's experience, chaos, and Arachnia I'd rather would actually get now, considering the fact that they didn't in the Ooze room properly. So it will also open up these little alcoves where the enemies were stored. I think there are some small items you can pick up in them, but nothing particularly significant. Look at that, 5 damage. That's all he did to Chaos there. 5 damage. So much defense. I love it. We'll blow him up. Cool. And I'm still not using my ice spell. Let's use it here, shall we? Oh, you're another one of those guys, are you? So as you can see there, I actually recognise the ice spell quite significantly. I think on my first playthrough of the game ever, I may have used it too. As you can see here, this is the kind of danger that these guys pose to you. Laying all these traps down like this, they can just quickly swallow you up without a shield, without any good ways to defend yourself from being poisoned. If you are properly poisoned, then they're horrible enemies, basically. They're horrible, horrible enemies. But they drop plenty of food for us, so eat up while you can. Again, they kind of remind me of Pandemonium 2, an old side-scrolling game I used to play, because they have like the big mushroom heads, and you used to jump on mushrooms all the time. And yeah, there's a couple of throwing weapons here, throwing knives, but you don't really need them. Okay, so once you've done that, one more crab. Jeez Louise. See, on this occasion, on my test run through, I fought all of the crabs and stuff like they all kind of bum rushed me like the slimes just did. But here, they're just taking their time, and I'm kind of having a much easier situation of it. So, let this pass. And there's your next secret, guys. It's just down that pit. If you don't care about the mace, then obviously don't worry about it. But it's more things to kill. If killing is fun to you, then go nuts. Your way out is through here, I think. Yeah, your way out is back through here. It's actually opened an extra door. Again, there you go. That's the 5th skull. This was when I was going to show you the 5th skull. I didn't mean to fall down when I did. And then I was going to fight through all the slimes and just cut it. You see how nicely this all could have worked out? How nicely everything could have been, but no. There's also some generic items to be found around here. There's some tar beads. I think there's some bombs as well. Are these the bombs? Yes, these are the bombs. Poison bombs. I actually didn't pick those up before, though. Oh, that cast it, did it? Oh. I didn't pick up these poison bombs. I don't really need them. I can cast that on Arachnia anytime I want, so why would I bother? But yeah, there you go, guys. So that's that floor. As I say, it's mostly just a punishment area. And again, we can re-enter this zone. Now, last episode, I said to you guys that this episode was going to be called Toorum. Toorum. Why Toorum? Well, I'm about to show you. First of all, we've got a key over there, and this is the idea. This is why this reminds me of the trapped floor a lot, because it kind of had a puzzle similar to this, didn't it? Getting a key over an alcove like that with a trap door. But why are we calling this Toorum? Well, in this large room, you'll find lots of levers, and you can ignore the levers for a second, because that's how you kind of progress. Now, if you have a bit of an explore around the room and keep your eyes on the floor, you'll find, well, first of all, there's 2 rooms, one to the north and one to the south. We'll grab these first. So one room's got some dinosaurs in it, and I do believe the other room's got some Shractor in it. So bear that in mind. More stakes, obviously, lovely blue stakes. So wait, which one did we just do? We did the north one, so the south one is just over here. Over here. There we go. And one of the rooms, the room that I just showed off, has got nothing of interest in it at all. If you're wondering why I even went in there, it's got nothing there. It's just got some enemies for you to fight, which I don't know. Experience, yay, that's what it's got for you, experience. Okay, and in this room, however, we get a note from Toorum. And he says this time, the placement of the pillars by the row of levers is most peculiar. I'll have to inspect them more closely. So this is, first he's nice to us, he gives us a hint how to progress with all the levers. So that's what he gets us in there. Now actually in the main room as well, if you are sharp-eyed, you'll notice he's got another note for us. This gate just kind of lets you move around a little bit. There's no particular reason why you would want it. But we're going to grab this torch here. God, the lighting just feels so significant. Maybe it's just because I sit so close to the screen. Hold on, I'm just running in circles. I need to find on the floor, there's another note from Toorum in this large room. Right now I just seem to be stuck in the far side of it, so I'm just going to... There's the bag. There it is, there's the other note. So you also get another note from Toorum. So we've already got 3 notes from him on this floor. This one says, I've been wandering in the same area for a long time. My provisions are running out, but I think this cavern is my best place for finding a hidden room or some creatures I could hunt for food. So he's running out of food. This kind of, for me, it taps into this idea that we've been sealed in again. Do you remember from the previous floor? Like we can't get back out. I quite like that. So he's running low on food, which doesn't look good for him, does it? Now, there's a secret in this room too. Now, to access that secret, from the southern... This is how I kind of remember to get it. From the southern room here, where we found one of Toorum's notes, this one here. From this room, if you come out and go to the right, you'll find there's this pillar here, right? And on the pillar is a secret button. You press that button, and behind the pillar, from where you press it, is there, as the guide described it, a cul-de-sac. There's a little dead end here. But this has actually opened up a secret room here now. And this is possibly the saddest secret in the game, guys. Ding. There we go. It's giving me the ding. We got a bunch of stuff in here. There's the one note here from Toorum that says, finally, I discovered a stash of supplies. But once I got in here, the wall closed shut behind me. I've been too confident in myself. I thought I knew how the rules of the dungeon worked. Toorum. So he just got locked in here randomly? How terrifying is that? Just randomly the door closed. Boom. That's it. And he couldn't get out. No levers, no buttons, nothing. Wow. And there's a bunch of morbid looking stuff here, including some bones and another note, which I'm trying to find, another note under a cloak that says, my ink is starting to run dry and I haven't had a crumb to eat in days. He was already hungry before he came in it. I can hear them whispering behind the walls. They knew I wasn't on their side. Do you remember I mentioned like that? And there is whispering in the sound effect too, in the soundtrack too. He says, I'm too weak to walk. I'm trapped. If only I could reach... I believe that's going to say, if only I could reach something, but there you go. If only I could read. I've been writing all of these notes and I can't even read. So man, look, this is it. This is Toorum died. This long adventurer that was helping us out quite significantly, I assume, that he became a bit of a friend to us, just randomly died in a secret nonetheless. Like a player that never found the secret would have no idea what happened to him. He just wouldn't get any more notes. But yeah, he died in here, just got locked in. What a terrifying thought. And I guess in a weird way, that's the game making us a bit more uneasy about what it has in store for us. You can actually pick up his remains, the remains of Toorum, long ago decayed remains of a human. So we know he was a human now. I always imagined him as a lizard man. I don't know why. The bones have a strange aura, which is weird, very interesting. Okay, there's also a Tattered Cloak, and actually, funnily enough, an Ancient Axe. Required skill, Axe is 15, attack power 36, speed of 7. An attack that has probably seen more split skulls than any other in the history of mankind. That's so cool, because it means the item's got loads of history, but also it kind of suggests Toorum was kicking ass with it, which I really like. And funnily enough, we had... This was an Iron Door secret, wasn't it? It was a really difficult secret, Norja, the named axe that only gave us like +1 attack power. This thing gives us plus... What is that? Plus 12 attack power? It's crazy. So we had 24 before, we've now got 36. So Chaos is going to kind of take up Toorum's mantle. Chaos has now got Toorum's old weapon, and it's a damn good one too. Slightly slower, again, but way more damaging. In combination with Rampage and stuff, Chaos is becoming a bit of a machine. Big damage variance, a lot of the time he'll miss, but when he does hit, he's going to hit really hard. Also, you'll find a Phalanx helmet and also a second Hardstone bracelet. This was the one that gives us more attack power, but also slower cooldown. I'm going to give this to Natalie, because Natalie's just got more cooldown from her recent skills that she's been going into, and we don't really need a Serpent Bracelet anymore. I mean, that was only relevant for the spiders, so we can unequip that. I'm going to keep it anyway, but yeah, there you go. So now both of these guys on my front line are going to be hitting a lot harder. And that's kind of the end of Toorum, guys. Toorum's death. I wanted to title this episode Toorum because whenever significant characters in games ever like died, I always used to name the episode after that character. And sometimes it was when they died, and sometimes it was when something really significant happened to them. So like when I finished playing Nightfall, okay, no, let's finish this one first before I show you this other thing. When I finished playing Nightfall, what did I do? I named the last episode Spear Marshal Cormier, because Cormier didn't really die, but she did ascend into godhood. So whenever it was something really significant, I used to do it. And I used to like the idea that people would see the titles and be like, "Ooh, something's going to happen to this character," but not know what. And there's always this ominous feeling that they might die without outright spoiling it, which I quite like. Anyway, so Toorum's dead. He could have been dead before we even got thrown in here, for all we know, but he's still helping us out. Let's look at the original note we found of him in this area. He says, "The placement of the pillars by the row of levers is most peculiar. I'll have to inspect them more closely." Now, by pillars, he doesn't mean what I've been referring to as pillars throughout the whole game, namely like large blocks that have been filled in. By pillars, he literally does mean the pillars, the little pillars here, right? So don't get confused. And if you actually have a look, this one seems to like be set backwards, this one's set back to the side, this one's set forward, this one's set back, this one's set forward, kind of thing, if you were to look at it from this angle. So why don't we just map the levers out to reflect that? So this one's back, this one's back, this one's forward, so we'll leave that lever up, this one's back, and this one's forward. There's no kind of confirmation sound that that's done anything correctly, but it has. If you go and have a look at that key that I talked about earlier, which was down here, that we can get because of the trapdoor, it has now opened up for us. So we can grab the key, and yay, we've completed it. Now, that will also release 3 Goromorgs into the room. It's a large room, so they won't all aggro on you instantly, which is good, but it's also a large room, so it's scary as shit because there's all Goromorgs wandering around all over the place and you don't know quite where they are. Just try and be safe with it. Obviously, the more room you've got, the better, the more chance you've got to dodge them, to break their shields and stuff. If you are feeling like you're about to get ambushed, really surrounded kind of thing, you see how they always hit? See how now another Goromorg's coming and this guy keeps dodging my attacks? That's worrying. Now, what you can do in those situations is drop down. As long as you've cleared out the area with the slimes, you can drop down quite safely and you'll be alright. I didn't have to resort to that before, but do remember that that's an option. If you think you're going to die, even if dropping down means that somebody's going to die from the fall, do it anyway. I really would say just do it. Anyway, the Goromorgs know that they can attack you over the pits. They don't know they could attack me over the tentacle monsters, but they do know we can attack them over the pit. So yeah, there's 3 of them to fight. I'm just going to cut the fights out. I can't be bothered. Ooh. Also, it looks like their fireball attacks are way more sort of profound. They look a lot better than mine. Is that just me? Mine just look like crappy fireballs, but these look really cool. There we go. We can actually use the ice spell as well, and it works over traps. So there you go, guys. We don't do so much damage with it, but 1,000 XP for each kill. That's not bad as well. Right, that's 2 down. Let me recover my quarrels. There was 1 over there. Oh no, there were 2 over there. I'm a bit concerned that I have an odd number. Is this just going to put me back up? 27. Ooh, where have I missed one of them? Did that happen recently? Ah, here it is. It's over in this corner. Right. Must have just missed the Goromorg. Right, and now there is still 1 lurking around, so watch out. There he is, all the way over there. This again went easier than my test run. On my test run, they didn't all aggro on me, but they were all very close. I guess a lot of it's luck of the draw. For example, I had a pretty difficult fight as well that's coming up in a second, where I was pinned into a small corridor with 3 Goromorgs attacking me, and I had nowhere to dodge. I could only tank their abilities, but I'd saved it just before on the save crystal as well, so I was kind of screwed, and I died miserably the first time, but the second time they just kept getting staggered and I was fine. So anyway, Chaos has leveled up, more into the axes, yes please, that's going to give him more health, and soon enough he'll become an axe master. I really hope that plus 20 damage, really significantly helps us out. Okay, so now that we've got both of these, we can close that. We've actually got both keys now. Don't forget that if you haven't already killed the tentacle monster, there's going to be a tentacle monster here as well as a bunch of Goromorgs that have spawned. So it doesn't just spawn 3 Goromorgs when you get that second key in the room we were just in. It also spawns a couple out here. So be very cautious. I'm being sort of cautious right now, but wow, he totally bugged out there. That was awesome. Be very cautious because there are a few. This is the fight I was literally just talking about, because these guys damaged me really, really significantly. If you walk back, as you can see, I want to because I want to save. You can see this guy starts to spawn, and I think there's 2 here, and that's really, really dangerous. In fact, I'm probably going to do the exact same thing I did before here, aren't I? No, I got caught in there by this with my back to the save crystal. That's exactly what my problem was. I got stuck. And there were 2 of them fighting me too. I'm not really doing much with Arachnia, am I? Let's cast some more ice. Alright, cool. Seems to have only spawned 2 this time, which is interesting. Hopefully I don't get attacked by someone later. But yeah, okay, so one other thing as well. Now that we've come back to the save crystal, remember we've got Toorum's remains? There's a hidden achievement in the game where if you take his remains, like this, which I described as the long ago decayed remains of a human. The bones have a strange aura. He had this extra note that we got way back earlier in the floor. I'm going to read this out to us again. This was the note that literally was where we're just currently stood. I've seen similar crystals in the temples of Nex, but compared to these huge formations, they were withered and lifeless. Those crystals certainly didn't have enough power in them to bring a fallen companion back to life. I wonder how many times I can still cheat death. So what happens if we use his remains on the crystal? We get the ding sound and it says you hear a distant sigh of relief. It would have been amazing if that spawned Toorum. We got another party member. You got to actually see him. You got to have a chat with him. You got to learn. Like, wouldn't that have been like, it's just incredible to get a 5th party member? That would have been so out of the blue and the most crazy, amazing thing in the world. It doesn't do that, but we do kind of set him to rest, I guess, in some way. A distant sigh of relief? Is that maybe hinting that he's alive again, but just not near us? Maybe on a different floor somewhere and we'll never meet him? I don't know. But this actually nets you an achievement in the game, so I would recommend you do it. This also is a part of unlocking a special mode in the game where you get to play as Toorum going through the dungeon. You kind of get to experience his version of going through. And basically all that means in terms of gameplay is you have a one-man party and you are Toorum. That's really cool and I really like that idea, which I might show off. I've never experienced it for myself, but to unlock that mode, I think you have to help him go to rest like that, and then also you have to find all of his notes. It's either that or just find all of his notes. So do bear that in mind. Now, one other thing I wanted to mention about this little Toorum note too is he says that he can bring his companions back to life. Well, does that mean he did have companions for a while? It must do, right? Well, in Toorum mode, you only play as Toorum, and the idea is that he was like a lone survivor going through the dungeon. So what's up with that? It's kind of weird, isn't it? Ah, there you are, there you are, there you are. Oh my god. Can't believe I just had that whole like little speech and you didn't attack me. You could have totally destroyed me there, buddy. I keep getting hit by the damn spikes. So yeah, I mean that's a little bit of an interesting discrepancy with Toorum mode. I think Toorum mode might have only been added to the game after it launched, possibly. I could be wrong with that though. But that might explain it. Maybe it was just a small oversight from the devs, or maybe you guys can invent some cool story in your own minds as to why it happened. But yeah, there you go. So that's kind of the story of Toorum. That's everything you can do with him in the game. As I say, I'm more and more as this LP goes along thinking of doing a nice big bonus episode where I just show you guys tons of stuff, all the like little bonus things. So anyway, give me 1 second, guys, because I think my door's going, and we will finish up this floor. 1 sec. Okay, I'm back. Hello, everybody. Hello, and welcome to another episode. This has actually been such a long video. I really thought this was going to be a short one. Anyway, look, we've got 2 ornate keys now. We can place them both in, go through this extra grand door. Look, and there's a teleporter. Don't be too hasty though, don't go straight into the teleporter. You'll notice there's a trap door underneath it. Why? Well, if you look over here, you'll find a hidden switch which turns off the teleporter, opens up the trap door. You can drop down and you will get the last secret of this floor, which is a pretty cool secret. First, I just like the way that it's hidden, but second, over here the secret will ding when you stand on this platform. Now if you try and take either of these items, the game will throw like 5 lightning bolts at you out of this mouth, and it will definitely kill any high dex characters, so both Arachnia and Natalie for me would die instantly. On my test run, Liz was on barely any health, she barely survived, and Chaos was on barely any health, right? So it kind of tricks you into thinking you've got all this nice goodies. Be careful, over here there's another hidden switch. You need to press that, and that will like close this wall off and stop you being hit and basically annihilated by that thing. So bear it in mind. I believe it might even still fire the bolts if you listen carefully. Yeah, so you see that, and that would just come in and fly at you. So yeah, it's like another double-pronged secret. Anyway, here what you'll find is another scaled cloak, which basically I'm just going to put on Chaos here, so he doesn't need the Huntsman's cloak anymore. It's a bit late to get a scaled cloak. Also, have you noticed how we haven't got any more Diviner's cloaks? Kind of interesting. So anyway, yeah, there you go. There's also a sack here. The sack will give you, and then it's trying to kill me again, just 2 rat burrow shanks and some food, which actually we kind of need at this point, so that's cool. Right, so yeah, it will give you those. When I did it on my test run just now, I didn't realise, like, the guide didn't describe this very well. It was like, you drop down and press a hidden button to make sure you don't die, and I was like, what? And then I just picked this up thinking, oh, it must be in a second, and then I just got owned. So I wasn't interested in picking up the sack, but now that it's probably disabled, there you go. So you can come out of there, and you're back in this little room once again. Torch is going out, but don't worry about that. Press the button once again to turn on the teleporter, close up the pressure pad, and we are in this room. Another really well designed. I just love the look of this room. Just so cool. Reminds me of like little shrines and stuff. So we're going to grab this torch, relight it, relight my fire. We're going to pick up that torch too, and grab this key. The prison key. That's what this whole floor has been for. I should have explained that already. We've been doing this to try and get the key to go into the prison. So there we go. We got the prison key. The door on the far side of the room now can be opened with this button. And this is the door way back when I said, oh, this is near the end of the floor. This is the exit. That's down there. We're on the other side of the save crystal again. I love how there's these 2 angles to the save crystal. That, of course, is the iron door, which we've already gotten opened. And there you go, guys. We've now got the prison key. We can go back down into this floor, which is the tomb. A very short little floor. Even deeper down into this crazy area here. And we can actually open up the door. We can go into the prison. So anyway, there you go, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Oh, okay, and we get one of these. You are close enough now, it says. I don't have to wait for you to be asleep anymore. A long time ago, they closed the portal by breaking the mechanism. It is here, nearby. Find it. I've actually just realised something. I was going to close the episode. No, I am. I'm going to close the episode on that cliffhanger. Thanks very much for watching, guys, and I'll catch you next time.